Okay, so I'm going to run through congruent triangles or congruency. Okay, so two triangles are congruent if they are identical. All right, they're the exact same size. Okay, now obviously the triangles can be rotated or facing different directions like these two here, but if you look at them, the two sides, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and the three angles are the same as well. So those two triangles are the exact same size. They are identical. So we say they are congruent. Okay. So congruent triangles, triangles in which all the corresponding sides and angles are equal. Now, if, like on the previous slide or this one, all three sides and all three angles are marked on, it's pretty obvious that they're congruent, that they are identical. All right, but what we're going to work on is just how little information can we have and still say they're congruent. Okay, so we don't need to know all the information about two triangles. It is enough for the following to be equal. So if the three sides are equal, the two triangles are congruent. Okay, so if they tell us the three sides or show us the three sides are equal in both of them, we don't actually need to know about the angles or be told the angles. They must be equal as well. So if the three sides are equal, that is enough to say they are identical. And you will know then that the corresponding angles are equal as well. If you have side, angle, side, or SAS information, so two sides are equal and the angle in between those sides are equal. That's enough to say it. Or angle, side, angle. So two angles and the side between them. If we have that information, it's enough to say that they're congruent. All right, I will go through a few examples of each of these now. Just to say, there is another one we tend to do in our course called RHS to do with right angle triangles. We're not going to do that for now. And then the Khan Academy videos that I've set you, or if you look elsewhere, you might see AAS as a condition for congruency. That's not on our course, so we're just going to concentrate on the three of these for now. Just to say, it's obviously enough if they actually mark on, say, 7 and 30 and 3, 7 and 30 and 3, that the triangles are maybe congruent, but just these markings as well. Okay, so let's say if two angles are marked X like that, that's the question telling you they're equal. Or more common is if they put, like, if there's two lines on that line and two lines on that line, they're telling you those two lines are equal. So let's say this one here with the three lines, they're telling you that's equal to that. They're telling you this side is equal to this side is equal to this side. When they mark it on with just a single dot like that in both of them, they're telling you they're equal. They might mark on the angle maybe with kind of a line between them. That's telling you they're equal. Or they might put two lines between them like that, and that means those two angles are equal. Okay, so that's just, they will use that sometimes instead of actually marking on the numbers. So just don't be thrown by that. So our first condition is side, side, side. So these two triangles, AB is equal to DE, they're both 3 centimeters. BC is equal to EF, they're both 4 centimeters. AC is equal to DF, they're both 3.5 centimeters. So we can say by side, 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 those two triangles are congruent. So A, B, C is congruent to D, E, F. We'll see on a slide in a couple of minutes the symbol for congruent triangles. But in this one here, even though it's flipped upside down, the three sides are the same. So by side, 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 those two triangles are congruent. These two here, so I've got 9 and 9, 12 and 12. So I've got two sides are the same. And then this is 50 and this is 50. So I've got an angle the same. Okay, so it would seem like I've got the information to say they're congruent because of side, angle, side. Okay, The thing I just need to watch out for is that it's the included angle that is equal, okay? So by that, I mean the 50 degrees here needs to be in between the 9 and the 12 that they have in common. So 9 and 12, 50 degrees between them, 9 and 12, 50 degrees between them. So yes, we can say by side, angle, side, these are congruent. If, say, in this second one, the 50 wasn't there, okay, the 50 was up here, then I wouldn't be able to say by side, angle, side, they are congruent. Because in this one here, it's side, don't know, side, and then angle. All right, so just be careful, okay? You see the A is between the S when we write it for a reason, because the angle has to be between the two sides, okay? So if you're answering this question saying they're congruent because of side, angle, side, you can say side, angle, side, or you can say SAS. The person correcting it will know what you're talking about. Next one then, so angle, side, angle. So 30 in this one, so the angle ABC is equal to the angle MON. 70 here and 70 here, so the angle ACB is equal to the angle MNO. And then side BC is 7 and side NO is 7. So I have two angles and a side the same. The one thing then that I just need to be careful of is that that side which is equal is between the two angles that are equal. And that's what I have. I have 30 degrees, 7, 70 degrees, 30 degrees, 7, 70 degrees. So they are congruent by angle, side, angle. Again, just like in the other one, let's say if the 7 wasn't there, it was this side here, that's 7, then I couldn't say that they are congruent. I wouldn't have enough information, okay? So congruence, there's your three conditions. As I said, RHS is not something we're going to do now. AS is not something we're going to look at on our course. It's just there in the Khan Academy video. So just be aware of it. You might need to use it to answer one or two of the questions that they give you, but you don't need it to answer any of the questions I'm going to give you on a Kahoot, any questions I might give you on a test, any questions you might get eventually in a junior cert exam. I'll just run through a couple of examples here. So state whether the following triangles are congruent or not and give a reason for your answer. So let me see. I have 7 here and 7 here. Okay, so AB is equal to EF. Okay, and it might be a good idea to write that out. Okay, side AB equals side EF. So if you remember, if you write the length of AB like that. Okay, so I'm using a mouse to try and write this. My handwriting's not going to be great, and I might do too much writing on the example, but you might write side AB equals side EF. AC then is equal to DF, so you might write that out there as well. And then is the angle in between them the same? Well, I've got 447, 447. So you might write the angle BAC equals angle DFE. Okay, so then you say by side, angle, side, the two triangles are congruent. We're going to see that written out properly in the next one, but it would just be triangle A, B, C. For congruency, we use an equal sign just with a third line. It's equal to triangle D, E, F. That's how I'd write it, just as if I was writing the answer out in full. So I'd have the other sides that are equal here, the other angles that are equal here, and then I'd say by SAS, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. I think on the Khan Academy video, they do kind of a squiggly line for the top one on the equals, that's fine, but it's fine to just do a straight line as well. That's more common. You'll see that in our book. Either one is going to be fine. Next example here, so here you see it written out, is the triangle XYZ, so this triangle here, congruent to the triangle PQR. So if you look at this quickly, 40 and 60, 80 and 60, no, they're not going to be congruent because the angles are different. But if you know two angles in a triangle, you can figure out the third one. So let's just do that before we dismiss it and say they're not congruent. So if this is 40 and that's 60, that adds to 100 degrees. The three angles must be 180. So if the two of those are 100, this one must be 80. And if this is 80 and this is 60, that adds to 140. So if you take that away from 180, 180 take away 140 is 40. So just with that information filled in, let's see if we can say they're congruent now. So I've got 40, and then 9, and then 60. 40, and then 9, and then 60. So yes, I do. I've got angle, side, angle. So yes, the two of those are congruent by angle, side, angle, by ASA. This one here, if you look at the two of them, they would be congruent by SSS. So this is one where the actual sides lengths aren't marked in, but it's done by marking. So AB must be equal to EF there. AC, because it's got the two lines, must be equal to DF. BC with the three lines must be equal to DE. So the three of those are the same, so they must be congruent by side, side, side. The Kahoot then I'm going to give you is going to draw on questions from this page. So for example, it might give you the image there of the first two triangles. And you should know from those markings that that means this is equal to this. This is equal to this. This is equal to this. So you've got the three sides the same in the two triangles. So you would click the SSS button for that one. For this one here, 8 and 10, 4 and 5. So no, the one on the left is bigger than the one on the right. Congruent means identical. Okay, so you don't have enough information to say they're congruent, and they're not congruent. So you'd pick these are not congruent, whatever button I've put there. If you look down here at question 7, you've got side, angle, side marked in on both. So it looks like they might, but if you look quickly, if you look a little closer, 6 and a 5.5. So they're not congruent. Okay, if this side here had been 6, then yes, they would be congruent. Okay, for 6 here, maybe if you look at that one quickly, angle, so 83, 5, 40, 83, 5, 40. So you'd click the ASA button for that one. Okay, so that is congruent triangles.